Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back on the Fight Front once again. Make sure y'all subscribe. All right, y'all. I'm back with this quick video here, man. I just want to give you my thoughts on a recent interview with Carla Esparza. I just saw this interview earlier today, and she talked about everything from her most current win against Marina Rodriguez, and what the future holds. As far as who could be her next opponent. Everybody from Amanda Ribas. And of course, the highlight of the interview was her saying that she was tired of being a gatekeeper. And, she wanted to possibly fight for a title. She wanted that title shot. And my thoughts on that is I think there is like a very strong argument for Carla here. And I think we got to give her a lot more credit. We definitely got to give her some credit here whenever, she's just coming off a 4-fight winning streak. On top of that, one of those fighters was a young, undefeated, very dangerous fighter that she just beat. And, I think a lot of people have to, give her that respect, because it's almost like the situation like, Roxanne. She had just come off a very solid, dominant win over Macy Barber, but she did the opposite. So that pissed people off. But now that somebody like Carla is asking for the title shot instead of saying, oh, no, I want one more fight, she actually does want the title shot, and some people are getting mad about that. That's why I'm like, which is it? I'm giving a lot of, I got to give it up to Carl. I got to give her respect here because, okay, she went on a 4-fight win streak. She's, tightened up on some things, gotten better. I know some of those fights were close, but not every fight is going to be a dominant win. But from here, she actually is talking about wanting to fight for a title. She's saying, I'm tired of being the gatekeeper. I want a title shot. So that makes sense. I definitely feel her argument there. And her argument makes sense because when you think about it, Rose and Weili Zhang is the fight that everybody wants. That's the title fight everybody wants. But like she said, Rose is out because of the nose surgery right now. I don't know how long she's going to be out, but like she said, you got to let that heal up, where she got the broken nose from the Andrade fight. But who else? Tatiana Suarez, like she brought her up. Jessica Andrade moved up to flyweight. Nina Nazaroff is out right now because she's having a baby. So there really is no other top 5 fighter for her to face right now. So in the meantime, Carla Esparza would kind of make sense, right? That fight would kind of make sense because she does stand above the rest. While the elite fighter's out, she does stand above the rest of the strawweight division. So she could get a title shot possibly, especially if Weili Zhang wants to return. Like say if Weili Zhang wants to return in December, she wants to defend her title. In the meantime, while she's waiting for a Rose fight, she could go back in there with a very credible opponent in Carla Esparza, And the other side of me that says I kind of disagree with her getting the title shot is because I wanted to see her in there with one of those top 5 fighters. Like if you listen to one of my previous podcasts, I talked about Carla, getting a rematch. Getting in a rematch with Rose Namajunas. Like I said, that fight would have made sense because that's her kind of seeing how far she's gotten as a fighter, and kind of testing Rose as well. Rose and her got history. First time around Carla Esparza, she stopped Rose, so that fight would make sense. But whenever she brought up the fact that Rose is out, like, yeah, I didn't even know she was going to be out that long. That fight is kind of, on ice now. You kind of have to put that out the door. So in the meantime, I also mentioned the fight. I said style-wise, Joanna and Carla wouldn't be a good fight. But since all those other fighters are out, I think Carla should fight a title eliminator against the next available opponent, which would be a rematch with Joanna. I know, like I said, style-wise, that wasn't good for her because she could lose. But, hey, I mean, if you gotten better as a fighter, you should be able to win, right? So in the meantime, if she can't get the title shot, make a statement against a top 5 fighter to have more of a leg to stand on. If they won't accept the 4-fight win streak, then say, okay, let me get Joanna in a rematch and we'll fight a title eliminator. And that fight right there will give me so much more hype. It'll say, okay, Joanna beat me last time, I beat her this time. I gotten better as a fighter. I've been able to overcome some of the problems I had in the first Joanna fight, so then that would make it more interesting style-wise for when she gets in there with the champion in Weili Zhang, and possibly Another fight I know a lot of people have been mentioning was the Amanda Ribas fight, which to me, the Amanda Ribas fight, it would benefit Ribas more so because, she would be taking on a veteran and a former champion in Carla Esparza. But it could also benefit Carla in some ways, But the difference is with this fight and the Joanna rematch would be the fact that I would expect Carla to have to be more dominant in the Amanda Ribas fight, because it's not a top 5 fighter, So you got to say, okay, this is just another fight I'm taking. At the same time, I'm showing you that I'm head over heels above the rest, So Ribas ain't in my class, so I got the dominator. I got the dominator fighter like that. If I come out looking kind of iffy again with this fight that ain't a top 5 fighter, then they're going to say, okay, she doesn't deserve a title shot. She can go into a Joanna fight and fight a close fight, in my opinion, and win a close decision. But it would all come down to the quality of opponent that she beat. You understand? That would come down to the quality of opponent, okay, and how she did it. At the same time, she found a way to win. A lot of people, they knock Carla. They always say, oh, she's boring. She's coming by with these close decisions. But it all depends on what type of opponent you beat. If you squeaking by an A-level opponent, if you squeaking by a B-level opponent, and each time you step it up, then that's how it's going to look. That's just telling you that you're facing the best competition out there. Because if Carla was just like straight dominating everybody, then everybody would say, oh, she ain't fighting nobody. Fans are always fickle like that, where they can't never find the balance. They can never find the middle ground. It's always got to be one way. Like I said, if Carla was just dominating everybody, would always say, oh, she ain't fighting nobody. Yeah, she ain't fighting nobody. When you make it look too easy, you ain't fighting nobody. But then when you make it look hard, oh, man, you're exposed, So people have to find that ground, When you go in there and you try to get a win and you train your ass off for a fight, you go in there and do your damnedest and you still come out on top. You still came out on top. No matter how close the fight is, you still came out on top. You might say you got to work on some things, but you walked away with your hands raised. You walked away with the W. That's the most important part, So weigh those fights. Joanna rematch and Amanda Ribas fight. I do say that if she fights Ribas, she has to be more dominant to get the title shot. Because again, that'll tell you that she's head over heels above the rest. But if she goes there for a title eliminator with Joanna and wins, that'll tell you, okay, she is elite level fighter. She is an elite level fighter. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this one, guys. Like I said, there is an argument for Carla. If Carla was to get the title shot, would I be mad or would I feel like she didn't deserve it? No, not at all. So if she does get the title shot, I'm not going to be mad. I know a lot of casual fans out there are all going to get mad, but if she gets it, she has a strong argument on why she got it. So yeah, that's all I got to say on this one, guys. Make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.